What's good, everyone? Welcome back. So today I'm going to be running through my bag, what is in it right now, and then a lot of molds that I'm going to be testing out going into 2025. So this is the bag that I'm using right now. If I was to go play a tournament, I would use this bag. Maybe throw in a disc or two somewhere in there, just to fill in a couple slots that are not in here right now because I'm testing out a lot of new stuff. But this is what I'm bagging right now, and I'll show you molds I'm testing out. So let's get into it. Putting putters. Right now I'm using CT Swirl focuses. I got these for Christmas from Nick a couple years ago. I'm testing them out. I never really did test them out. I was putting with focuses for a while, but I got these pretty Adam Hamis ones, and yeah, really stiff and very similar to a Wizard. Honestly, it's kind of just a copy of a Wizard, but I think these look like they're maybe just a touch sharper, and I feel like I have a touch more glide. So CT Swirl focuses. Onto throwing putters. I've got a lot seen up here right now. I'm not sure if all of them will make the bag, but testing out some. I do need a flippy throwing putter here. I don't really got a flippy one. I do really like throwing really flippy putters in the woods and stuff. But first up here, we'll start off with this. This is a Lucid Ice Judge. I'm not positive this will make the bag, but I'm testing it out kind of for my Stable Luna slot. Because for right now, my Stable Luna slot, I am throwing original Big Z Run. If you guys know, these are hard to find and expensive, but very glidey. And this one is straight to overstable. I can throw on a tiny bit of Anheuser. It'll fight back. Then we got this ESP Glow one that came from Worlds in 2025. It's board flat, and this one I'll get hyzer flips, a little bit of turns. It's not flipping unless I throw it harder. Then next, I got two zones in the bag. I've got this ESP Glow from 2018 Ledgestone run. This one is super straight for a zone. Honestly, flies a lot like that Big Z Luna. So if I throw it hard, it would just go straight and get a little bit of fade. This is straight for forehands and backhands. Next, I got my Luna. I call it the Zuna though. This is a 2015, I think, or so. 2016 Glow Zone from Ledgestone. These are one of my favorite runs of Zone. This one's still pretty stable, even though it's a beat to crap. Next, new to the bag for this year, A2. I'm actually really liking these things. Hold up in the wind super well. Very overstable. A lot more overstable than the Zone. Forehands, I feel like it's not very torque resistant, but you know, so maybe we'll see. Maybe I just need to get a flat one. I do got some flat ones, but I don't really. I like the slight dull on this for backhand, so I don't know, we'll see. But now on to mid-ranges. This is the... Actually, no, I could show this. Now I'll show the mid-ranges. So, all my new mid-ranges are new to the bag for me for this year. I've thrown them in the past, but none of them have ever made the bag. So first up, Halo Mako 3. This thing is very comfortable in hand. Maybe the most comfortable mid to me that fits my hand. But this is just straight to turnovers, the hard little flip up and drift over. The next, this is the slot I am working so hard on trying to find what I like. But at the moment, I picked these up yesterday from Underdog, and I threw them a few times. I like the flight of them, but they are archives from Prodigy. I got a 400 plastic one, the 500. This 500 is a touch more stable, and honestly, Prodigy gets a lot of hate, but the plastic on these actually do feel really nice. They do not have any flashing, so I was kind of surprised, but the actually plastic feels really good on these. But one thing about these archives is the flight numbers are 5502, and almost every single mid-range that I've thrown with a 5502 flies way straighter than the 5502, but this is probably the first mid that I've thrown that matches its flight numbers with a 2 fade like this, so we'll see if these will make the bag, but two archives right now. Then this is another one that I'm testing out right now, is a Supreme Fugitive. Very good for forehands and backhands, not quite as overstable as its flight numbers would suggest, but still really good for forehands and backhands. On to fairways. Right here, I'm still working a lot on fairways. I'm not sure how my fairway game will look at the moment, but this is what I'm bagging at the moment. 3 Firebirds, 2 2021 Nate Sexton ones. This one's a little bit straighter. I drew Dragonfly on there. Then this one, a little bit more stable, but both these pretty much just get used for forehands. This one is more my water one. I'm not as scared to lose it just because it's not as cool. I just drew a Firefly on it, or Dragonfly, whatever it is. And then next I've got this penned Star Firebird, old boy, stiff, pretty stable, but nice huck lab on it. And this thing is a go-to for just forehand and backhand hyzers. Next, my roller disc right now is a Star Roadrunner. Super good, use this thing for tons of forehands and backhands, air shots, but mostly gets used for rollers. The next, I'm probably going to get a ton of hate for this right here, but I've got 3 splices in the bag. Why 3? Well, this one is a Neo splice. This is just a stock run. Board flat, super overstable. This one's fresh and barely been thrown, so super stable. Then next, I've got 2 prototypes here. This one's been in the bag for a little bit. This one's name is Skibidi, and this one's name is Sigma. This is just so I can tell the difference between the two, and this one's a lot straighter. It's honestly not much more stable than the Firebird, so if you throw out there flat, it'll go straight and fade. Then this one is a little bit newer, so it's a little bit straighter. If you guys watch the Highland Open on hole like 14 or something, it's uphill. I thought it was on a flex, and Bobby was saying it looked like a Nico Castro line, but I just threw a splice because that's about all I had the energy for, and I didn't have to put much effort or thought into how to do it. The next, I've got 4 PDs. This is probably my favorite mold out of all my bag and any disc I've ever thrown. I've got 3 here. This one's new to the bag. It's the blue one. So first up, we got this really old S-Line PD. This one doesn't even fly like a PD. It doesn't fly much more stable than this Roadrunner, surprisingly, but it's very flippy, so for forehands and backhands, hyzer flips that drift over. The next, these 2 I got from Mike Kemp. Shout out to Mike Kemp. He's the one who does a lot of Eagles disc and Simons, if you knew some of those cool discs. This one is a penned Star PD. This thing, from the moment I got it, it was going to make the bag, and it's pre-beaten now. When I got it, it was just straight to overstable. Now I can get some hyzer flips and turns on it. Next, I've got this Dark Maul 1. This one's from Mike. Also, it's got Avery Jenkins, Eagle, and Simon's logo, and Discmania's logo. Dark Maul 1, this one's really straight. And then, an old classic, a first run PD. This one is board flat. It's really good. Everyone loves a first run PD, and this thing is a gem. Doesn't get thrown a ton in the woods and stuff just because I'm scared of breaking it or something, but first run PD. Next, on to the big boy distance drivers. I got a lot of them, if you couldn't tell. The distance drivers are something that I do not have to look for this year because Halo Destroyers and Bosses are something that I cannot replace. First up, I've got this Avery Jenkins 2-line Destroyer. Super flippy boy, forehand, backhands, and for rollers as well. A couple more Destroyers. I am missing the Destroyer right now. It's saying right up there. But I've got these 2 right here. This one is a 2022 Halo Calvin Heimberg one. Stiff pop top for backhands and forehands. It is pretty much my forehand flip up to flat, go straight and fade, and backhand turnovers. Then this is a 2020 Calvin Heimberg run Star. It's got a Jolly Launcher T-Bird 3 stamp on it and a Shrike stamp though, so it's pretty special. Have never seen another one of these, but whenever I first got it, I did not know it was a Calvin Heimberg run until I found it a little bit later. Next, I've got 4 Bosses, 3 Star Halos, 2022 or 3 Jeremy Colling run. I'm not sure, don't remember the year, but this thing has been a bomber of mine since the day I got it. I've thrown some insanely far shots with this thing, and it's a hyzer flip. Just kind of control almost max distances. I can throw it as hard as I want, not worry about being flippy or stable. Next, these 2 are very similar to each other. This one's a touch less stable. It's a USDGC, but it is the same run as this one. But nice pop top, go out there flat, or go straight and fade. This one's a touch more stable. It's not the same run as that, but does have a team stamp on it, so that is pretty cool. But this thing's a good headwind fighter. Then this thing is almost a utility disc, how stable it is. It is a Halo Champion boss, and this thing is absolute meat hook with a 2023, I think, Halo Destroyer stamp on that. So that's pretty cool. And that is all but this last one. I forgot this is back here. This one doesn't really get thrown, but is a Pro D Avenger SS, insanely flippy. Skamahawks, grenades, everything with that, crazy shots. But now on to a lot of what I'm testing out. Start off with putting putters I'm testing out. I've really just got two right now. I've got my wizards that I putted with for a while. These are just SS wizards. And then I've got these 300 glow, I think, PA3s I got from my buddy Josh. Not sure what will make the bag yet, but I'm testing stuff out. Some throwing putters. I've got a Clips Proxy. I'm hoping this can kind of replace that Big Z Luna. I don't have to worry about replacing that. You can just find proxies, but we'll see. Then Judge again, because I did not know I had a Judge in the bag already. And then a Neutron Watford, just a little flippier on the putter. And then on to the crazy stuff. So I am messing around a ton with a slot for this archive, just kind of what my prophecies were from Gateway, but I'm just looking for something new. And so we got Rock 3s here, 2 Champion, a prototype, and a stock one. For kind of that fugitive slot, I've got this first run Buzzo S. I really like this. It may make the bag, but I like the plastic on that better. We got 2, this is a Prism Proton and this is a Neutron. I can't remember what these things are called. Pyro. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Pyros, these things are board flat, really good for forehands. This one's actually really straight for a Pyro. Not sure if to make the bag, but I got this pretty Cobra Dad one. Here are some that were at kind of the beginning of where I started looking for a new mid. These are Shark 3s. Very good slot, or very good flight to them. Pretty much almost exactly, just a touch straighter than what I want. But this glow one is exactly what I want. But since they do not make Shark 3s anymore, it's very hard to replace these, so I'm not sure. Then right after the Shark 3s, I was testing Rock 3s. I've got 2 right here. I've got a lot more, but these are just kind of the ones that would be in the bag if they were in the bag. Got Champion and the Halo one. This Halo one, a little higher flips than this one, flat and straight. The Rock 3s are very good. I wish they had a touch more glide, but I really wish they were a touch more consistent. Because for me, these, I can throw them and they will flip sometimes, and sometimes I can throw them the exact same way and they won't flip. So I'm not exactly sure what it is with them. Maybe it's just me. It might be just the way they come off my hands, but for some reason I feel they're inconsistent. Next, throwback to when I first started playing, I had Wasps that I threw, but I'm not sure if they will make the bag for that slot. Very similar feel to the Prophecy what I threw, but not sure yet. Z Wasps. Next, these are kind of what I'm testing alongside with the archives. As you guys have probably seen in some videos, I've got 2 Truths, a Lucid and a Lucid Ice. Just straight to overstable, same flight numbers as the archive, but we'll see. Next, these were a staple in my bag whenever I threw just Discraft. The Maltas, I got this one, which is very stable. This one I've got Ace with, is just straight with a little bit of fade. And then this Sad Dog, that Big G one. A Star Cayman, this thing is super good for forehands. It may make the bag instead of a Fugitive for forehands. And good for backhands as well. Super comfortable. Maybe the most comfortable mid I've thrown that feels on forehands. Big Z Drone, more stable than any other mid here. This titanium one especially, this It doesn't say. It just says Great Lakes Open. There's a titanium Bigsy drone. Super overstable. On the final stretch here, we got a couple fairways. We got Leopard 3s. These have been in the bag, but I took them out recently just because I don't really throw them. Maybe they'll go in the bag for if I'm playing like in the woods or something, but got this 2015 Champion one and this Team Stamp Color Glue one. And then Athenas as well. These Athenas would be very similar to these Leopard 3s once they be in, but they just start off more stable. This one was in the bag for a while. It was my gem. I got a first run. That one was also a first run. And then a prototype one that is pretty stable. And then last but not least, this Hino's that would make the bag is basically like my splices, just goes a little bit farther. But it's a Halo Juggernaut. Feels like a Max, very similar to your Max, but it's got like a 13 speed rim. So we'll see what makes the bag. I'm really testing or trying to figure out this slot right here, the straight to overstable mid slot that is very torque resistant. Ganonbur's Glacier just might be what I'm looking for. Since he says it's very torque resistant and he was throwing on 4-inch and stuff, that may be exactly what I'm looking for. But who knows? We'll see. So that is my bag that I'm going into 2025 and a lot of molds that I'm testing out at the moment. So comment down below if you guys can think of any molds that would be in this slot right here, this 5502 flight slot. This Truth is a touch straighter than what I want. This Archive might be just be a touch more stable than I want, so maybe I just had to beat these Archives in because I don't mind it starting out a little more stable. But we'll see. Just testing out a bunch of stuff, and thank you guys for watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. Leave some suggestions for molds you might want to see me bag or test out. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and thank you so much, and have a good day.